危険に傷つくことがあっても夢よ踊れこの星の元で憎しみを映し出す鏡なんて壊すほど夢に向かえまだ不器用でも生きている激しさを体中で確かめたい
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Rider Time podcast. And Mike and Steve are here for, you know what it means. You know what today is. It is the finale of Kamen Rider Ryuki, episodes 47 through 50. And when we have a finale, you also know what that means. We're going to be spinning the wheel. Ooh. That's right.
Tonight decides whether we suffer or suffer more, depending on the circumstances.
Yep. Let's look at our pageant of remaining seasons that we haven't done yet.
So far, officially, as of right now, we have scored 3 in a row, concluding tonight.
Yes.
Ryuki, Fies, and Blade have all been crossed out 3 in a row.
Yep.
Yes,
and
we have Kiba and we have Oz, but those are not completely connected. There are still gaps in between.
Mm-hmm.
But officially, Heisei Phase 1, we have completed 3 out of where people cut off of the 12 riders that are in this era.
Well, technically 10. Yeah. But no, we got 4 out of 9 to unlock Decade. Yep. And we're finally gonna unlock the latest Rider Watch for the season. All right. So, yes, we are here to discuss the finale. Oh boy, and now you know why we did the movie first.
I had some people reach out and ask me that question. You know, it's the same way that we did the beginning of this series, or it's like we started off with a movie and we ended off. Well, it's like, you know, yeah, but those 2 particular films were. It's not a different timeline. It's not an uncanon story. It's pretty much which one do you believe is true,
Mm-hmm.
which very rare for a Kamen Rider series.
Yeah. And we basically went into 5 different timelines.
Yeah, very rare for a Kamen Rider series to even do that. I don't think it has even been done since Ryuki, where it's like, this is where we start. This is how it ended. Did you like the ending? How about if we told it to you this way? Did you like that story better than the first one? Which one is the official opening for you? You choose.
Do you prefer Jason Todd to be saved? Or do you want him to be killed by the Joker? Or do you want him to miraculously dance around a sombrero singing Arriba?
And the same thing goes with the ending. It's like, no, we officially we did end Ryuki last week, but that was a lot of people say, "Oh, that's the uncanon ending." Mm-hmm. Who says that these 2 endings are not both the endings? Again, we chose at the beginning of how you started this. Now it's you, the viewer, you, the people, that choose how it ends. Which one did you like? Which one do you accept as canon? Mm-hmm. Again, Ryuki and no other Kamen Rider has done, no other series has done that. Tell me, the creator, what the fans think. Tell me what you guys think is the ending.
Yeah.
When did the creator ever give that to the fans?
Mm-hmm.
It never happened. It's like, nope, that's how it is. that's how it is. That's how it be. All right, Ryuki is pretty much open. I'm like, yeah, you can watch Final, and you can add in Fem and Ryuga, or you could finish off the series with everyone that we've had since.
Yeah, it's just a shame that we're missing one guy in the TV show. Not this guy.
Out of every single one, there's one Kamen Rider that, well, no, we technically did see him. Not very far, not very long. But that doesn't mean he's not with us.
Mm-hmm. In some way. Yeah.
It's mine. So,
yeah.
Don't even.
The
matter being is that, as I've said many a times on this specific series, this is where it started and this is where it has been. This is more or less the foundation of every series that has come before and has continued to come afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we took what was established in the Showa and the early days of Heisei, both with Agito and Kuga, and that all changed with Ryuki.
Yep.
Ryuki could ride his moped so other riders could ride their motorcycles.
Mm-hmm.
Shinji literally embodied Hongo's beliefs, but was not Hongo.
He did it better than, say, Ren did.
Yeah, no, and that was the thing. I think I might have mentioned it before, but just to like solidify that, when this show was originally being conceived, it was not meant to be a Kamen Rider series. This was supposed to be a whole new series, a whole new advent. You know, kind of like, shockingly, what's happening today. No more Sentai. We have, I don't know, I guess the Metal Heroes. I guess Project Red is something, but it's not, it's not an established series. It's kind of doing its own thing. That's what Ryuki was not meant to be a Kamen Rider series. And originally they wanted Knight to be the main Kamen Rider.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense considering he gets way more focus, oddly enough.
It's like, yeah, but then they were like, look, man, we're trying to make something different. We're trying to make something, and if we are going to do a Kamen Rider series, well, we can't because, I mean, look at every Kamen Rider that's come before. It's kind of Ryuki could have been the black sheep. No, that goes to Hibiki because we all know how that turned out. But first and foremost, it was going to be Ryuki until finally, like, yeah, what if we created another rider, but it's actually the Kamen Rider and this is the secondary one? Even though so far we have written more dialogue and more with Ren than we have with any other character.
Yeah, we don't often have the second rider be the Kamen Rider before the main rider. Like sure, in Agito we see G3 before we see Agito, but the thing is, Shuichi was already Agito before the start of the first episode. It's just that we don't see him on screen till the end of the first episode, as opposed to G3, which we see at the beginning of the episode.
Oh yeah. That's that looking into Ryuki, into the history and everything of how this show came to be and everything, like it itself deserves a documentary, which there are some out there by fans who have,
Oh, like how Death of Superman Lives has its own documentary.
Yeah. Ryuki, some fans have compiled information about how like production was and concepts and everything like that. So, it is an interesting watch. Like, this was not to be a Kamen Rider series. It was only supposed to be Agito and Kuga, but because, you know, and it's like, well, Ren is going to be a rider, but let's do something else. And as I said before, there was originally going to be 50 Kamen Riders. There was originally going to be all this stuff, but then later was adapted to other series, which I'm like, yeah, Ryuki is the foundation, guys.
Yeah.
It is the foundation to most, if not all, of Heisei. Especially how Shinji is. Although Shinji can be rather annoying, and he is a good boy, he is. I love how the character has grown with us. That even though what he wants could be seen as impossible, he is sticking to his guns and trying to make it a thing.
Yeah, like you can even, and again, like opinions. My opinion about writers can change over time, and yeah, it's like at first I thought, oh yeah, no, Shinji's indecisive because he doesn't commit to fighting, but you know, it's not that he doesn't commit to fighting; it's just he wants the fighting to stop, and he will continue to fight to make sure that it stops, which is not the same thing, and unlike certain other writers, Knight, you know, he is committed to his mission. It's like you got this one guy who wants to be a hero, but he does villainous things. You got this guy who wants to live forever, but like he does things that destroy his body more. You got a guy who wants to change other people's destiny, but he needs to learn to focus on changing his own.
Ryuki itself is one of those shows that, you know, just like we said with O's and many others, you know, there's a certain step in every phase where you could start and watch the series and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And not be too confused. Where was that in Heisei Phase 1? It's Ryuki.
Yeah.
Ryuki. Kuga and Agito could be eccentric tastes. And then after, you know, I don't know about Fies and Blade, you know, then there's Deno and Hibiki and Kabuto and all that stuff. I mean, Ryuki is definitely where you could start in Phase 1. Then from Phase 2, you know, it's either O's or take your pick, you know, Gaim's there, Forze's there, you know. But yeah, the show has been rather interesting through and through. Even the characters, even the side characters, like gave us something to talk about and be like, what happens next? You know, as we get into it right now. Let's see here. It is episode 47, the determination of battle. And we continue where we left off last week or 2 weeks ago. Technically last week too. Where both Knight and Ryuki survival are just fighting each other and clashing.
Yeah, meanwhile, much like Metal Gellus earlier on, Des Wilder is going rabid because he doesn't have an owner anymore. But I'm trying to think, like, did they defeat Volcancer after it cannibalized Scissor, or is it still running around somewhere? Because I
think Ren killed it.
Yeah,
remember,
he did. But I'm not remembering it.
It's like I remember Shinji beat Scissor, but and then Ren came and killed Volcancer, so because Darkwing ate Volcancer. So yeah, and that's the thing. Also here is that So wait. Impaler's gone and Tiger's gone, but their contract monsters are still running around. I was kind of confused at that point. I'm like, wait, didn't you die? Yeah. Weren't you supposed to die? What happened here? Like, no, the Tiger's still running around causing trouble and whatnot. And Uh, we are getting closer and closer to Yui's birthday.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and as we established both in an earlier episode and in the movie, when Yui turns 20, she will die.
Yeah, we got 3 days, people. 3 days.
Oh yeah, and then Shiro meets up with this actually happens in the next episode, but Shiro meets up with Shinji, Ren, and Asakura. Says, "You guys have 3 days. In 3 days, you must finish the battle, or no one gets their wish." I'm like, why does this feel familiar?
I thought you guys wanted to play GTA 6 in 3 days. What's this whole shtick with Yui?
Yeah.
But then, again, I'm like, when did we ever have these AA meetings? Seriously, when did they ever gather and say like, "Hey, like, we got to do this battle royale type of thing"? Like, when was that ever a thing in this show? I was like, you can't just do that. You can't just start gathering people and be like, "Yeah, we got 3 days." I'm like, 3 days for what? But the fact of the matter is that I've always assumed something with Yui. I'm like, so we have been confirmed that your brother is dead. Dead. Completely. He's gone. He's dead. What happened to him? Not really stated. Although we can take a wild guess that it had to do with what he was doing, like with the mirror world, obviously. As for Yui, I was like, and again, movie aside, that has nothing to do here. I'm like, wow, we have 4 more episodes left, and we haven't even established this. Yui, as we know, is going to die because she's been told she's going to. But I'm like, why are you gonna die? Why? I was like, yeah. Yui's dead.
Yeah.
Yui
it's the past is a lot creepier than you might remember it.
Yeah. Yui has been dead this whole time.
For 11 years.
She has, it's like, wait, why am I going to die at the age of 20? Like, why? I'm like, we don't know. You just are. It's like, what? You were never alive in the first place. You were on.
It's also why she has no memory of her childhood prior to that.
Yeah, because, well, I mean, let's sum up the first episode really quick.
Yeah.
We know that Shuchi finally succumbs to his illnesses. We don't know what it is, cancer or whatever.
Yeah. He definitely goes to a doctor to visit. And it just so happens that Smart Lady and Megumi just happen to be at the hospital while he gets the bad news.
But also the fact we've had this whole thing because Ren and Shinji fight because obviously, like, other than Asakura, they are the last ones to be in the battle. And Shinji's like, well, we know that Yui's gonna die and we have to stop her, but I don't want to kill anyone. So it's a very conflicting moment. Shinji is like trying to be a good boy here and be the Boy Scout that he is. But if there was ever a rock and a hard place for someone to be in, Shinji is in it. Yeah. Because, well, again, he doesn't know yet about Yui, but he's like, she doesn't want me to fight anyone. She doesn't want me to kill anybody. She doesn't want, but like y'all aren't even listening to her. It's like, oh, this is all about Yui. It's all because, again, stupid Shiro. Shiro's like, oh, we were doing it for Yui. I'm like, are you even paying attention?
Have you ever considered asking what Yui wants?
Yes. Well, no, of course not. And of course, this is the whole dilemma with Shinji because he's like, he wants to, and he's listening to her, but it's like, what can I do, Yui? What can I do? And Yui is also destroyed by this because she doesn't want to die, but neither does she want anyone else to die. So the whole process is like, what the hell is going on? Yeah. Like we're literally up Skits Creek without a path. Yeah. And no matter how which way you try to move or whichever try to pilot that canoe, there is no way you're getting out of this without some type of repercussions. And Ren is doing everything in his power to kind of get Shinji, like, out of his funk and out of his BS.
Yeah, because Shinji's going out of his way to pick a fight with a Sakura, just because Akito Oka doesn't want to fight me, so I may as well fight. Because I want to fight Ren last because he's my best friend.
Yeah,
but
Shinji is now like he is bargaining. He is trying to save Yui. He's trying everything he can.
Yeah.
Because
luckily everyone gets distracted when they find this Wilder attacking a guy in the shipping yard. It's like, okay, we got a side quest to distract ourselves with. So yeah, they go after this Wilder, and they go to their survive forms, and they final vent this Wilder together. But this also means Shinji's in the mirror, Ren's in the mirror, Shinji is in survive, Ren is in survive.
Yeah, and
Megumi returns from not Megumi. Reiko returns from America and verifies to the.
Did we establish that Reiko left?
Not really. We established that she wants to go to America, but she just came back. Yeah.
Yeah, she just disappeared. Like for like a couple of episodes, she was there and then she left. And then the whole thing happened with the Ore Journal, and it's like, wait, so where's Reiko? Oh, she's off doing something, like somewhere. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, so Reiko comes back with a death certificate of Shiro Kanzaki. So, yeah, he's definitely dead. The mirrors are real, the monsters are real, the riders are real, and Shinji himself might be a rider.
Well, she comes back and she's like, what the hell is a Kamen Rider? Like, that's the thing. It's like, okay, the mirrors, the monsters. Also, this is Sierra 2001 or
2002.
2002. How Reiko got the death certificate, especially with how everything was going on at the time
in America in 2002.
Yeah, in America, I'm like, you couldn't even ask for stamps. In 2002, they'd be like, why? How many? Where are you sending it to? Well, how she got the death certificate actually proving that Shiro is dead, I'm like, okay. Well, you got it, and of course you got the information that verifies what he was doing and what happened. So how did Shiro die? Not really said. It's just, no, we have the paper that verifies that he's dead. Cool. But how? Why? What happened? That's not important right now. So what is important right now? We have to figure out what a Kamen Rider is. Well, someone's late to the party, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, even Chiako wasn't this late to the party.
No, Chiako at least by like 44, 43 already was
42.
Like, but even so, no, she confirmed, but she was like, no, I already knew. I just kept quiet.
I had a feeling.
I had a feeling, and I was like, no, I'm supporting my boys no matter where and what. I'm just not getting involved, but I knew. Reiko, on the other hand, is like, okay, all right. So, yeah, Yui is having an episode. Shinji's having an episode. Ren is just looking like he's on the set of Dawson's Creek. And God knows what the hell Shiro's talking about. But here comes all those these minions that were established earlier, but also in the movie that they can pupate and evolve.
Oh yeah, the white ghosts. Sheer ghosts.
Yeah, so both Ren and Shinji book it out of the mirror world because they're like, yeah, we've been here too long, we gotta go. And it's like, yeah, you leave these guys just to pupate and whatnot. It's like, well, what happens now? We have
They molt into Ray Dragoons.
Yeah, we get the dragonflies and all that stuff again, and pretty much the episode ends right there.
Them trying to skip the mirror because of the Ray Dragoons.
Yeah, so now this is setting up the finale. 47 is setting up the finale. Not much goes down other than Yui and Shinji like trying to stop this and trying to make a different path. But now we move on to episode 48, the final 3 days. And
43, so 48 and the first half of 49 are basically the replacement for the actual film.
Yeah, no joke.
More or less.
Yeah, more or less, no joke. Because again, just like Mike had stated, Shiro finally declares that there's a time limit. There's 3 days left before GTA 6, and I want to play it. God damn it! And obviously, he summons all the Kamen Riders, which there's only 3 of them left, not including himself. God knows why he doesn't include himself, but he's just like he wants to be a total Chad and be like, I'm not involved in this. I'm like the final boss. You're involved in this, stupid. Don't care if you're saying you're not. You're involved in this because what happens in episode 49 literally confirms that you were involved in this. And it's like, yeah, it's time. Yeah, guys, it's time to throw down. It's time to end this shit. And finally, like, okay. Now again, Ren, Shinji are there, and Asakura are there. But in episode 47, we did know that Shuchi actually got sick, and we knew that he had some illness. We just don't know what it is. It's incurable, but he is now incapacitated. He is no longer able to participate in these games, which again, I'm like, so is the Minotaur not gonna do anything to him?
Magna Giga, yeah, it's kind of interesting. Magna Giga stays loyal even when a certain something happens next episode. But the Zells and Volcancer had no problem turning on their master.
Yeah, do you know what? You know what it is? And again, it's just like, dude, Shuchi has just a way with big, strong green himbos that no joke. No joke. He's got them wrapped around his finger. I'm surprised that the damn Minotaur has not done anything to him at all. Every other monster, every other contract beast has done something to their owners. Except for the Minotaur, and also the fact that he's got Goro over here. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you just attract big, strong, burly men and have them submit to you, don't they, Shuchi? Yeah! Now, now I understand why the fan dojinshi about you is so proper for these last few days of June. Mm-hmm. I have not seen more boy love fan art like since McAvoy and Fassbender.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Yui is getting stalked by her younger self, and she's disintegrating in the real world while we're at it.
When your inner child just becomes psychotic.
Yeah.
Legitimately, I'm like, my God, I'm trying to live my best life now. And it's like, yeah.
3 days. That's right, Yugi boy. You have 3 days to get to Epstein's Island and play a card game.
Yeah, no joke. This whole damn like show. I mean, you want to say Yu-Gi-Oh! Was an inspiration to a lot of Kamen Riders. This was it. We have deck boxes. We got cards,
monsters
that we summon,
people being sent to the Shadow Realm. Well, more so in the American version, but yes,
people summoning the Brigadier Lansta.
Ah, yes, the Brigadier of Landstar. I'm gonna miss having
Now I
to do
equip my
this.
Brigadier of Landstar with Landstar Shot. Not only does it give my monster a boost of 600 attack points, it also makes for a sick reference to Kamen Rider Zolda. God, I wish Joey would stop talking about Kamen Rider.
No, we'll find a way to bring it back somehow.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh had a very strong had a very strong preference in here, when all that was going on. But yeah, I will legitimately say, what was that? I lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
Landstar shots, Yu-Gi-Oh references.
Okay, so yeah, so the whole thing with Shuchi, Goro, and everyone else, that actually causes a problem because now a Sakura is like, wait, what do you mean Shuchi is out? What do you mean he's done?
I'm not done. I became a writer specifically to fight him.
I'm like, why?
Because he locked me up. Well, or rather, he's the reason I'm locked up.
Well, yeah. No, I get why, but it's like, okay, so didn't you want him to die? Didn't you want to get rid of him? So why?
But I want to kill him myself.
Yeah. No, I'm just like, a Sakura, for crying out loud. Also, it's like finally we verified that a Sakura would want to keep the battles going, so it's pretty much like reset, re-loop, and all that crap. You know? So it's like, yeah, no, he's a sadist. He's a total psychopath and a sadist. Whatever. Go ahead, Sakura.
Yeah. Grandma, or rather Tita, verifies. Yeah. Yeah, Shiro's kind of dead. I'm surprised you have the death certificate.
Yeah, that's because
when they were kids, and I know this is a scene discussion she has in the next episode, but when they were kids and Shiro was being pulled away, like Joey from Serenity. Like if we're gonna go there, it's like, it's like she's gonna die on her 20th birthday. But for some reason, I felt like I was the only one who believed him. I don't know why I believed him. I just did. And now she really is going to die in 3 days. Tita, why are you spacing out? Oh, sorry.
Give me one moment, folks. Give me a quick little moment.
Yeah. So there's that going on. Yes, we have our obligatory AA meeting. And yeah, Yui's like, you guys, stop fighting for me. It's like, no, but you don't. Sweetie, Yui, you don't know what's best for you. Let Big Brother take care of this. You just sit down, enjoy your 20th birthday, which you will celebrate. You will live to celebrate your 20th birthday. But, yeah, Yui goes running off, leaving Shiro alone with the Sakura. And the Sakura just goes off to sulk because how dare I be deprived of the opportunity to kill Kitaoka? Meanwhile, Shiro and Shinji and Ren. To be fair, even though they're all sitting on the same rooftop, Shiro's not with Ren and Shinji because Ren and Shinji are in the real world, while Shiro's in the exact same spot inside the mirror world. And yeah, so basically, Yui tries to jump off a building, and guys, just remember to call 677. If you need help. It's a serious thing. Mental health, very important. Your life is precious. That should go without saying. But yeah, she wants to jump off because that way all the fighting will finally stop. But of course, Shinji and Ren try to talk her out of it. Shiro tries to talk her out of it, but yeah, no, she does try to make the leap of faith, like she's Altair Auditore di Fiorenza. No, wait, sorry, Ezio Auditore di Fiorenza, not to be confused with Altair. But Shiro's like, think I would let you do that. So he pulls out a gold thunder from the mirror, grabs her, and then sends her into the mirror and basically locks her. I was like, guys, don't worry. She's inside the mirror. I locked her in her room. She's not going to be able to hurt herself. There are no sharp objects. She's going to sit there and wait patiently in safety while you guys finish this fight. So, not really much left to do. But hey, at least on the upside, Ori Journal got their office back. But yeah, we have to decide what to do with the whole truth revelation about finding everything out. Shinji and Ren, they do have like a heart-to-heart. It's like, what should we do? Yui doesn't want us to fight, but we also have to fight to save her. I don't know, man. This is morally dubious because we don't want her to die, but we also have to respect her wishes. There's not much we can do about this. You know, it's not always black and white, but your heart always knows what's right. It's not about win or lose. It's the path you choose. Let the journey begin. Pokemon. Sorry, I had to go there. And yeah, Yui, she wakes up. She's trapped in the building. Meanwhile, the Ray Dragoons are flying about. Come to think of it, I don't think I've seen Hydra-goons in this batch of episodes. Are they movie exclusive? I mean, it's a lot of CGI regardless. But yeah, Ren and Shinji visit. Just Ren visits Kidok in the hospital, and Goro's there with him. It's like, hey, we need to finish this fight. Yeah, but I decided to retire. How's Shinji doing? He's having a mental breakdown because he needs to finish this fight. That kid, he will always be a sweetheart. You know, he's an idiot, but he's our idiot. You know, let's wish him the best.
What I missed?
Oh, not much. We just prevented suicide from happening, and now we're visiting Kidok in the hospital towards the end of the episode.
Okay, so we got the whole thing that Yui was like, I don't want this to happen. I would rather die than have this happen. And we finally verify that, their parents were assholes.
They were like the Wheeler family.
Yeah, we never really got so much as to understand their parents or what was going on. But again, Auntie knew, and she even told Yui, it's like, if I had known what they were doing to you kids, I would have come sooner. I'm like, what were they doing to them? Pretty much making them into shut-ins, but without the PlayStation or even the internet. You know, just having them be regular shut-ins, which that's why they created this mirror world. Was pretty much out of depression and abuse. And for some reason, that caused the explosion that caused the house to burn down. But it's like,
it turns out Yui died from the fire.
But Yui died before that. Like before
that. No. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, before the explosion happened, she died. It's like, how did she die? She just fell over and died. I'm like, and then we finally get the whole thing with Shiro. It's like the mirror Yui is like, if I come and I take her body, I can make her live, but I can only be with her until 20 years. Well, she's 11.
Until she turns 20. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, the mirror Yui pretty much prolonged her life. Yui's dead. This is not Yui.
So it turns out the Yui we've known all season was the mirror Yui.
Which is an amazing thing that, again, she has lived and survived this long in our world.
Yeah.
Typically,
but at least now we know what Jordan Peele ripped off when he made the movie Us.
You think Jordan Peele is a fan of Kamen Rider?
It'd be cool if he was, but think about it. And they both have the same plot twist. Because the clone is the one that we've been following the entire time.
Well, you know what? It's so outlandish for it's kind of like, I know we've referenced the mangaka to My Hero Academia being a fan of Kamen Rider, which I think he says he has and is, and maybe he did watch Ryuki, but also like Quentin Tarantino, George Lucas, Spielberg, so many directors in Hollywood have referenced Japanese and foreign films in their media. I mean, well, here's an obvious one that not a lot of people think is obvious: the movie Black Swan with Princess Panda Bear.
Oh yeah. It's Perfect Blue.
It's based off of Perfect Blue
with a little bit of Swan Lake in there, but yes, it's Perfect Blue.
Yeah, but it's Perfect Blue meets Swan Lake, and it's like. I didn't get it until I watched it a second time. I'm like, wait a minute, why does this look so familiar? Another film that I saw, which was like, wait, I've seen this before. The whole thing of Inception and whatnot, or I forget. There was also like another film that was based off of Paprika. Again, Satoshi Kon's work. Like all that stuff. Like you don't think that people are not influenced by Japanese media. I mean, no joke. Yeah, this is basically us. We've been following the fake. The fake one escaped and lived amongst us, while the real one got sent down to that. God knows what the hell that was down there. But
yeah. And for the record, if you're cosplaying in that red tutu with the white umbrella, you are not cosplaying as Mima. You are cosplaying as Rumi. Even if you have like a slender body, still that is how Rumi sees herself. So therefore, you are Rumi, not Mima.
Yeah.
For the record,
it seriously is like that premise, which I'm like, crazy that people would like, we would make such a connection. But again, is it so outlandish that maybe Keen & Peele, they've said themselves they're huge dorks, they're huge nerds. So I'm like, no, not at all. I don't think it's anything. But but to say like, oh yeah, but there were two Yuis. Yeah, there were two Yuis the whole time. Neither one interacted with one another. But it's like, yeah, real Yui died, so fake Yui could take her place. But it's like, yeah, time is winding down. Also, Shiro, why are you trying so hard? You know that this Yui is the fake Yui. You know that this isn't your sister. Your sister's dead. And yet you're trying so hard to keep her alive. Bro, your sister died years ago. She's dead. With a capital D on both ends.
But that's kind of why he wants to fight. So you can use his one wish to extend that lifespan. But again,
but yeah, no, I was like, wait, are you trying to expand it, or are you trying to bring Yui back? Because that would totally destroy this Yui if you did that. I'm like that. Either or, man, you're committing murder. No, regardless. Oh no, bring back my sister when she died. Then that means this one's gonna go, and then that one comes back.
Yeah. So, and because Shiro somehow died, like he basically got himself trapped in a mirror and is using body doubles as proxies to fight as Odin.
His whole thing is like literally, oh, this is all for you. This is all for my sister.
Yeah.
And yet, Shinji at this point has this whole this quick 1 minute, but 1 minute is long enough that he yells at Shiro and is telling him you're an idiot, like fuck you and this and that. Like, do you not understand? Do you not get? You're disrespecting the dead, bro. Your sister died. She's dead. And then
Shiro's like, I'm not having any of this. You know what? Screw it. I don't care if there's two other riders left besides you and me. We're doing this now. And so Shinji.
Where's Sakura? Where is he?
Oh yeah, Sakura is like taking out his anger on a bunch of Ray Dragoons because he can't fight Kitaoka, and so Shinji, like he's surprisingly holding his own against Odin. And there's even a cool scene where where Odin uses a guard vent, and then Shinji uses copy vent to steal it from him. But then Odin uses steel vent to take it back from him, and then Knight intervenes, and then Odin, like, he basically is like, I'm out of here, and then the two of them start chasing after him, which closes the episode off.
Yeah, I mean, again, like. Shiro, I knew you were a loser, dude, but I didn't think you were a hopeless jackass. Like, seriously, like again, you're not doing anything. Your sister, even the mirror version of your sister, is like, I don't want this, but you're still forcing it upon her. You're still making this a thing, and it's like, just let her go, man. It's best for her to be in peace and in the afterlife than to be here, just, oh yeah, no, she's the reason why we're doing. Yeah, everyone hates her. How many people have suffered? How many people have died and just knowing the name Yui? What was the family name?
Kanzaki,
like Yui Kanzaki. That's the only name that they know, and they curse her to death. They are literally cursing her in this life and in the next.
Yeah.
How many people have you killed, Shiro, in this game?
In her name.
In her name. Like, seriously.
Without her blessing.
Once. How many times have you done this? And not once have you gotten to that wish. Not even you. Not even you. So is there even a wish?
Mm-hmm.
That's my question. I'm like, how many times have we done this? How many times has this happened? Because again, like they've mentioned that there are other riders, and Ren knew about other riders before Shinji. It's like, how many people have died, and yet never once has it come this close? You've never gotten the wish.
Yeah. So
is there a wish? Is there will the eternal dragon show up and grant you a wish?
Oh yeah, they're even in SAO Bridge, it's like, wait, the whole climbing the Yggdrasil seal to get infinite flight thing, was that something that was already in the game, or is that something we all came up with? I don't remember anymore.
Yeah, is there anything? Is there anything at the end of the rainbow? Is there anything at the end of the tunnel? We don't know, because again, this jackass, this idiot over here has continuously kept on walking, and he's never reached it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Yui starts off episode 49 by passing out and then having a whole flashback where, yes, Yui died, and then Shiro walks in on her body, and the reflection says, if you let me go through the mirror and take over her body, I can keep her alive, but I will disappear when I turn 20. Are you okay with it? I just don't want to be left alone. But somehow her crossing through the mirror is what caused the explosion to in order to that ended up getting them separated in the first place. So it's funny. It's like the deal with the Mephistopheles from Ghost Rider. It's like, hey, tell you what, sell me your soul, and your father's cancer will be cured. He'll wake up in the morning super completely healthy. It's like, okay. And then it's like he wakes up in the morning super healthy, only to do a stunt that ends up killing him. It's like, hey, you promised me he would live. He just died. No. I promised you I'd cure his cancer. I cannot do anything about the fact that he got on that bike. He did that himself. He crashed the bike himself. He died himself. I was only supposed to cure the cancer, and I did. Don't look at me.
The devil cannot create nor stop death. He cannot create life, nor could he prevent death from taking a life. But
also, he's not an agent of destruction. He is just the procurer of consequence for human behavior. If you if you make a selfish bargain, you will have negative consequences. If you make a selfless a bargain, he will reward you. And again, what constitutes a selfless bargain? Well, clearly, like wanting your dad to not die was a selfish bargain. And I can argue this because remember, the reason why he wanted his dad to live was because his dad would stay in the circus so he could leave with his girlfriend. If the dad dies, he has to stay in the circus himself.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was selfish when he wanted his dad to live.
The thing is that it's the same thing here, where it's like, Shiro, what the hell have you been doing this whole time? What have you even like? What have you accomplished, honestly? In any of this, like you failed Huey. I don't even know if this is really you. This is just like fragments of yourself that again, if this was an actual like relative, brother, father, uncle, whatever, it's like they would not want to see their family members suffer. And yet Shiro, that's all he knows how to do. And even so, it's like, as I said, what's the end game? He doesn't even know. All he knows is that if all of them die, then he might. I'm like, prove it.
Yep.
Prove it. Let's see. Is it going to happen? Is it a thing? Will it happen? Because we know that you and your sister made this world. You guys created this situation. So, I mean, if you and your sister are literally God of these creatures and of this mirror world, then couldn't you just, I don't know, make the wish happen regardless?
Yeah. What, do you need human blood as a sacrifice?
I don't even know of that, because again, it's like, the people who have died is by the hands of the contract beasts.
Yeah.
And none of that, like, they would eat them, but then the contract beasts disappear. They don't use them, they don't sacrifice them. It's not like we gather them all in one spot, fuse them all together into a giant body, and then we got like whatever. Again, game of death, we got that. Chances of winning, improbable, impossible, we got that. An outcome, we don't got that. Nope, ain't got that.
Yeah, but yeah, so Shiro's upset, and Shinji in his third of 3 episodes of crashing out is like rebuking Shiro, and rightfully so. It's like this is like I have so much more respect for Shinji, like having rewatched the show now than I did back in 2019. And
Shinji at this point, he did what Kentaro could not do.
Yeah.
I say it, and I don't care. Anyone can come at me. Shinji has done what Kentaro from Kamen Rider Black could not do.
Kotaro. Yeah.
Kotaro. He could not do it. But Shinji did. Yeah. Shinji, this dork, this Izuku Midoriya prototype, who we're like, what the hell is this guy? Why is he like? He did what Black could not do. And that is literally give us a point that I gave a damn of what he was doing. You're not related to Yui. You're not related to Shiro, but you're fighting for them. Black was like, that's my brother. And
I can't fight him.
Yeah. I'm like, so are you torn about this?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it. Like, again, this is where I say Ryuki is superior than Black, because you gave us a gritty story that is like, wow, dude, people are dying. The circumstances and consequences are actually real world ramifications. And again, like Kentaro walks out like nothing. He just walks off and then he starts singing and doing a music video where Shinji here in just 3 episodes looks like he's gone through like 1,000 miles of bad road.
Mm-hmm.
The poor kid is completely just out of it. I don't know how much longer he could take. And you're telling me this is not a dark, gritty series? This poor kid. What's going to happen? I don't know if he's going to last, Mike. I'm afraid that Shinji's going to die soon. just by looking at him, I'm like, oh, yeah. No, he's got both feet. He's died and no one's told him.
Yeah. Yeah, Kitaoka tells Goro for Goro some good news. Goro, I've decided I'm gonna stop fighting. Not because of the 3 days thing or the illness thing, because the whole fighting thing, it just seems pointless. So what if I don't have eternal life? I lived a good life so far. So, so now, like, what comes next? And now the end is near, and so I face my final curtain.
If there was ever a moment in time, and again, I work in a casino. I've heard these impersonators, these people try to sing. There's never a moment I've heard in my existence that song actually fits.
Yeah.
It doesn't film, but is there a moment ever that I said watching a TV show that the final song Frank Sinatra wrote before his retirement, would that fit? It fits right here in these last few episodes.
That's not Sinatra's final song, though.
But that was like his oh no, I'm gonna retire soon song.
Yeah, but he's saying it in the middle of his career. Like, he still had like a lot of songs that he wrote well after that. And you know what? Think of it this way: John Lennon wrote "In My Life" in the Beatles' 6th album out of 13. And there's a certain irony to it, because "In My Life" is the kind of song that someone would sing that's halfway through their lifespan, and he was 25. He died at 40.
Well, you know what? It's kind of like, did John know? Did John like there's that whole theory that he did know. He
might have had a feeling.
He was on a lot of psychedelics that maybe he knew. That's why he did all that. It's almost the same thing with Sinatra. It's like, even though he had a career, it's like, no, well, I'm gonna die, not naturally, but again, it's that whole thing. Like right now, that song that old Frankie sang, like, if there was ever a proper moment to like make what I don't know, are AMVs still a thing? Is that still a thing?
Yeah. But just for the record, Frank Sinatra's final album was released in 1994, and his last public performance was in 1995. And the last song he ever sang to said public audience was the song "The Best Is Yet to Come." I don't think it's his last song that he's ever written, but it's definitely the last one he ever performed. As for "My Way," that song came out in 1969. And this is like half a decade before he sang "New York, New York." But yes. And now the end is near, and so I face my final curtain, my friends.
There needs to be a Toko music video dedicated with Frank Sinatra's, with that music, for these last few episodes, last few clips of Ryuki. Just be like, everything now is like, bro, wrap it up. It's over, it's done.
Yeah, and so so in the previous episode, Reiko saw Shinji transform. She reported back to editor-in-chief. Now he's having a heart-to-heart with Shinji. He's like, listen, Shinji, I want to know, what is it exactly you're fighting for? I want you to really think about it. You're crashed out. You're spacing out all the time. What are you here for?
It's because Reiko saw Shinji transform for the first time ever in episode 48.
Yeah.
That it's like, and then obviously, now we confirm, and it's like Daisuke had a J. Jonah Jameson moment with Shinji.
Yeah.
You know, like literally, it's like, look, we didn't know. So that's what you've been doing. Like, you know, to be honest, J. Jonah Jameson was not mad at the fact that, Spider-Man was in his office and this and that. You want to know what he was? You know what he was? He was disappointed. Because he said if he could ever trust anyone to be straight with him, it was Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And Daisuke was the same way with Shinji. It's like, I always thought, Shinji, you could tell me anything and we could be like upfront with each other.
Yeah.
But now I find this out. Reiko found this out. And just like you said, what are you fighting for?
Yeah.
And
that it's like whatever you decide to fight for, put everything into it. Because you only have one life to live and you have to live it. You know, or as Bon Jovi would say, it's my life, it's now or never. I ain't gonna live forever.
you know
And
how-
yes, Reiko gets a phone call from Kiddo. It's like, listen, I'm gonna come straight with you, but this is the final thing I want to say on the matter. I'm in love with you. I want to take you out to dinner. If you want to come. If you don't want to come, I won't hold it against you. But I really want to have you in my life, and you have no idea how much I want to have you in it. And she thinks about taking him up on that offer. Meanwhile, the Ray Dragoons, they're like propagating inside a lake, and now they have multiplied to a horrifying population, and they start swarming the real world.
It's literally that scene from Godzilla versus Megaguirus. You know, dragonflies procreate like a goddamn vermin. And Shuchi, you know, we knew something was with him, like right off the bat. We knew. We just didn't know what. And this whole time, it's like, okay, we have all these people fighting in this game. Shinji's the good boy. Ren is the bad boy. We have the psychopath, which is Asakura. And we always said that Shuchi was just the lawyer. That's it. But you want to know what Shuchi actually is now that we've verified and everything? Shuchi was the guy that Shiro brought in, not because he was a lawyer, not because you want to know why he brought him in, and this is like the what will change your mind. What if we threw in someone with? What if we threw in? Forgive me, but I must say it. What if we threw in a handicap into the battle? What if we threw in, again, forgive me, but it must be said, what if we threw in a cripple?
And in Dragon Knight, that's exactly what they did.
Like, everyone here is able-bodied except for Shuchi, except for Zolda. Zolda being the strong, buff, powerful, seriously end-all, be-all power, but it's piloted by, like, literally the guy with leukemia, or like a veteran with no arms or legs.
Mm-hmm. Well, in the case of Dragon Knight, what's it called? God damn it, Raya's English name is piloted by a Marine dropout with asthma. Like, he's a dropout because he has asthma,
It's
and he's
almost-
tricked into thinking, I'm going to protect the United States of America. Murder.
It's along the lines of Agent Venom back in the 2000s when they took
that was a good
symbiote.
story.
When they took the Venom symbiote from Eddie Brock because he had cancer and all that stuff, and then they took it and then they did stuff to it, and then they gave it to Flash Thompson after he got his legs blown off. And it's like, but
Afghanistan or something like that.
But Flash Thompson only had like you only have like 5 minutes to do what you need to do and get out because the symbiote will start,
Anesthesizing.
Yeah, that's pretty much what this is that we put someone with a handicap, not a physical one, but just a very this whole time. And it's like, does this change how we see Shuchi?
Yeah.
In a way, yes, it does. Because the whole time we've been shitting on him, we've been this. I'm like, when he said that he wanted to live forever, we thought it was just this whole thing about his insecurities of his immortality. I mean, look, we all live and we all die. We all have a life and we all owe a death. That we cannot change.
Meanwhile, Shinji, Ren tries to fight the Ray Dragoons inside the mirror world, while Shinji tries to fight them unmorphed in the real world, and he tries to save this girl. Incidentally, her name is Mirai, and in his attempt to try to evacuate her, he gets stabbed from behind by one of the Ray Dragoons.
Completely ran through.
Yeah,
but
he still tries to fight him off like a soldier. Like he's coughing out blood, and he still tries to Henshin. Yeah.
No, that has to be possibly one of the hardest scenes that has been for early Heisei, and maybe along the lines of maybe Gaim or even Build, there might be others where it's where have you seen someone die but still go into battle? They're dying and yet they still go into battle. I can only think of a handful right now. Not too many, but yeah, Shinji transforming and he's coughing up blood and finally does, and then he's like, "Is the girl okay? Is she all right?" And Ren is right there with him. He's like, "Yeah, she's with her mom. Yeah. She's safe. You saved her, Shinji. You saved her." And he's like, "Good." And he's just like, "Oh, Ren, I don't know, man. I'm coughing up a lot of blood. I don't know if I'm gonna make it." Don't say that, Keto. Don't say that. You're gonna make it. You're gonna live. He's like, "No, Ren, I want you to live. I want you to live." You shut up, stupid. You're gonna live. You have to live. You're the fucking title character. Remember, the original concept for this show was based around Ren and Knight.
Yeah.
So there is that plot armor has now been removed with Shinji because a hero does, and seriously, Shinji left his mark as a hero because in Ren's arms he dies, legitimately dies.
He dies.
His blood is literally splattered on the car that he fell on. He is dead, ladies and gentlemen. Our Kamen Rider.
He's 6 feet under. He's a stiff, bereft of life. He's pushing up daisies. He joined the choir invisible. This is an ex-rider. No, not this ex-rider. And yeah, so Ren, in his moment of having to decompress from this newfound trauma, is confronted by Shiro. Meanwhile, Asakura being holed up in a warehouse. notices that there are a bunch of rifles sticking out through a fence.
Where are
The SWAT
rifles?
team.
Is it the SWAT team? Like they just knew that he was out there. Like, oh, never mind the kaijin-sized dragonflies attacking the city. No. We got to focus on this guy we've been chasing.
Yeah. And then there's like a bit of a flashback that Kitaoka's like, while he is preparing to go on a date with Reiko, he does confides with Goro. It's like, by the way, there's one thing that still needs to be taken care of. Regardless of who wins the Rider fight, a Sakura is still a loose end that needs to be taken care of.
Yuchi is like, look, man, just like you said, I've lived a good life. I don't care if I live or die. And if I do die, at least I know I had one hell of a life. So,
but Sakura still needs to be taken care of because
he is the final. He's the last loose end that I need to tie up. So,
yeah, it's like the 12 Trials of Superman. It's like I saved humans from the sun. I taught Bizarros how to build a rocket ship. I answered the unanswerable question, but I still need to make Lex Luthor cry and cure cancer.
Yeah, that just I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, Shuchi, are you seriously down for this? Like, there is a chance, sir, that you're gonna die. Like, you couldn't even hold up your phone. So like, oh, we'll see, because again, episode 49 ends with that. It ends.
And episode 50 starts where we left off.
Yeah, we pick up episode 50, A New Life. This is it. We're getting a recap of what happened. And it's like, so Ren will avenge Shinji.
Yeah. So Sakura holds himself up in the mirror world as Oja, but then he's confronted by Zolda. It's like, it's the lawyer. This is going to be my last outing. You're going to be my final victim before I get gunned down in a blaze of glory. It's like, I won't let that happen because I got Landstar Shot.
I equip my Brigadier of Landstar with Landstar Shot. Not only does it give my monster a boost of 600 attack points, it also makes for a sick reference to Kamen Rider Zolda. God, I wish Joey would stop talking about Kamen Rider.
And noticeably, Zolda is not saying a word. He's just having a gunfight with a Sakura. Meanwhile, Ren goes to where this says all begun and goes to the old Kanzaki Manor to face Ashira one final time. He's like, wait, so you mass-produced Odin, didn't you? That's right. I don't have a body of my own to fight you in. That's why I have these Odin clones fight you on my behalf. What a coward!
You're cheating. So regardless, you're gonna win regardless, because you're like, I'm just
gonna get another several more Odins to fight you.
I'm using the Game Shark because I'm just that cool. My mom bought me the Game Shark, so
I get 6 level 100 equations with perfect IVs and EVs, and you're all shiny.
Yeah, no.
I caught him all naturally, I swear.
You're fucking cheating, asshole. Like,
yeah,
Shiro, you're a psychopath. You're obsessive. You are childish. You are everything I could possibly throw at you. But you want to know what you are not, Shiro? You want to know what you're not? You are not in control. Mm-hmm. You were never in control. Yeah. You are not a man who has learned control.
Yeah.
Everything you have done has just been, because of my sister, well, if you did and if it was possible, then you would have done this a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As I stated, you could have, but you didn't. Because why? You can't.
Yeah. yeah,
And now
Tita, she makes a cake,
yeah,
reflecting on like she knows that Yui won't be around to eat it, but she still made the cake anyways. And even like before, and she was like, yes, everything's going according to plan. Knight is fighting against Odin, while Sakura is fighting against Zolda. Fight, 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 fight. Or okay, hold on, I gotta do this as a V3 way. Tatakai, 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 Tatakai.
you know what? Speaking of Auntie, I felt for Auntie in that state.
Yeah, I did.
I felt for her because
She raised her as her own daughter, even more so than the actual mom.
What's crazy though is that despite what Shiro was talking about, and again, we never knew this until now. It's like, you know, the uncle took him away, this and that, blah blah blah, so on and so. But it's like the auntie knew since that day. She knew. And she's like, I believed Shiro when he said it. That's why I wanted Yui to live and this and that and blah, 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 and to find a boyfriend. And so I wanted her to experience everything. And now that it's here, it's like, you know, she's heartbroken because I could not protect my nephew. I could not protect my niece.
Yeah.
These are her children, folks. She is just torn. She doesn't know what to do or say, and who could at this moment?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, Shiro, you're a piece of work, man. Are you even here with us, Shiro? Because if this is true that you have Odin clones, how are you actually here, or are you a clone too?
Mm-hmm.
That's a question. That is really a question to be asked.
Yeah. Yeah. But yes, so we wrap up the fight between Sakura and Zolda, where like they both summon Magna Giga and Genocider, and unfortunately, Zolda gets final vented while Magna Giga gets sucked up by Genocider's relinquish attack. And like, honestly, I feel bad for Magna Giga, to be honest. I feel bad for it. Not that it wouldn't eventually cannibalize Zolda regardless. And so Sakura seemingly kills Zolda's like, ha! Kitooka! I finally killed you! I finally did what I came here to do! What do you have to say for that? Of course you have nothing to say, because you're dead, and I'm here laughing at your corpse. But then, as soon as it unmorphs, it's revealed that Zolda wasn't Kitooka. Turns out Kitooka already died. And Reiko's waiting in the restaurant to a guy that'll never show up, by the way. But yes, turns out this whole time Zolda was actually Goro. The whole time. So yes, let's please welcome Goro to the League of Green Rider Himbos.
Yeah,
so pretty.
I've never seen a lineup of manly men ever in my life.
It's so beautiful. They should have sent a poet.
Alex Louis Armstrong would be tearing up with the little pink sparkle in his eye.
Yes, as would Sieg Curtis.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, so these are all. This is real men right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Despite what many will say, it's like no. It's not by how much they weigh or their physical strengths or what. These men fought to the end and fought for what they believed in. All the way, they were the true straight edges. None of that BS of like, oh, I'm straight. No. Don't tell me, show me. And each one of these guys have done it. Each and every one of them. They were broke. They were poor. They were servants. They were fabulous and making cakes. But you never messed with them. You respected them. These were people, when you saw them, they would say hi to you, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and you would just reply back the same and show them respect.
Mhm.
That is these men right here.
Yep. Yeah, and needless to say, when we do cover Hibiki, I can't wait to get into Todoroki.
Another my hero, but then again, Todoroki is a common name.
Yeah, it is. It's a very thunderous name.
Yeah, it's a very thunderous name.
Yes. So Sakura, like, it's like, no, I was supposed to kill Kido. He can't just die from cancer, whatever it is he was sick with. I was supposed to kill him. So then he decides to do his Queen Latifah act and like start running across the hail of gunfire. It's like, day after day, seems like I push against the clouds, and they just keep on blocking out the sun.
It's like, dude, did Goro have to die? Is the question. No, he didn't.
No.
But you know what? He stood by his man.
Yeah.
To the end. He stood by him to the end. And even though Shuchi died off screen, that was possibly the only way I could have seen him go out.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. Like, no glorious battle, no fire, no burning buildings or sinking ships. Shuchi would die off screen somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. You know, and it's kind of crazy how Reiko throughout the entire show has been just like, this guy's stupid, he's a creep, and this and that. And she finally goes on a date with him, but if
only to be stood up.
Only
sort
to be stood up. But if you notice the final scene that she's in, as they cut back to a Sakura, you notice that her eyes are a little bit watery.
Yeah. Because I think Megumi and Smart Lady Loki kind of told her that.
So it's like she's not crying per se, but she's there. She's like, I know, and I might as well, like, you know, to my respects to him. And again, he wouldn't have stood her up. He would never have done that.
Yeah.
So this is just verifying that she knows that he has passed on, and now Goro has passed on, which now we can ball our eyes.
So now Shinji's dead, Kitaoka's dead, Goro's dead, Yui's dead. Now it just leaves Shiro and Ren, and by a hat trick, he does. Like, and honestly, not so much of a hat trick. It's more like Shiro just crashes out, does that Tachibana face.
If this was a drinking game, we'd all be screwed at this point.
Yeah.
Like, and even so, a Sakura, the way he went out too, I was like, there is no other way.
Yeah.
There is no other way, honestly. Like, you know, could there have been a fire, a blaze of glory? No, there is, but just not in the way we thought. Like, not Oja, it's a Sakura. And again, it doesn't matter how you die. You die, you lose, you're done.
Mm-hmm.
So, I understand why Oja and a Sakura are considered fan favorites in Kamen Rider, period. So, even though you were an asshole, Sakura, you went out the way you should have went. And that was respect. Well, let's go back.
Knight fights Odin. He pulls a hat. Because Shiro crashes out, it causes Odin to momentarily, like, freeze, which gives Knight an opening to defeat Odin once and for all, making Knight the final rider remaining. So all that's left is to touch that little ball of light that will lead him to the Accelerons and their secret to racing. I'm just kidding. I just love Acceleracers. And now he can finally make his wish. So he climbs up a staircase, all tired, battered, and broken. Yes, insert that one song that Rohan Kishibe based the stand off of. And yes, you know what his wish is. What's her face opens her eyes finally, in a beam of light comes shining down on you. And of course, time seemingly resets. And the thing is, it's not really clear if Ren dies in this scene or he's just that exhausted. But it'd be ironic if he did die as soon as she wakes up. Like, he's just not even alive to see his girl finally wake up.
Again,
but
this whole situation has just been effed from like the beginning. Like, I would find that actually proper that Ren, being the last, he survived. Yeah, you're the last. Doesn't mean that you survived. You're just the last. Yeah. You're the last guy that's standing. Take that for how you will.
Yeah. It's like the rules of the what's it called? Of the cabin in the woods. It's like the virgin doesn't necessarily have to survive. She just has to be the last one standing.
Yeah, the how and why that's up that's up for interpretation.
Yeah, it's okay if the virgin dies as long as she's the last to die.
And if she's the first to die,
well, the first to die has to be the stoner. No. The first to die has to be the slut, which unfortunately is my girl Anna,
and the jock. Yeah.
Then everyone else except the virgin can die in any order. That it doesn't matter as long as the slut dies first, the virgin's the last one standing. If she dies, she dies. She just has to be the last one standing.
Seriously, Jungle Fury Yellow is the slut.
Yes, and Thor is the jock. The jock. Yes.
Well, I mean, this is not the first time, and we have mentioned it's not the first time a Yellow Ranger has been put in that light. Sierra Vincent also was put in that light.
She was naked in the entire film.
Yeah, but also in not another teen movie. Although I question why the heck she had a problem with showing her butt. Everything else was out except no butt shots.
Mm-hmm.
Literally in her contract. I would personally off camera ask her that. I just for me to understand why was that a thing? Yeah. Was there a problem? Was there something?
Yeah. Macy Williams was the opposite. And before you get any ideas, anti-gunner spray. Yeah. And also holy water.
I won't break it. I won't pull him out. Don't make me do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shira wakes up in basically this purgatorial dimension with and basically adult Shira, adult Yui join teen Shira with kid Yui, and the four of them spend their eternity in this room drawing together or something like that. And somehow this closure causes time to reset where everyone's, well, except for these two, is back to, well, actually kind of them too, is back to life. We're like, oh yeah, Ori Journal's back to normal. Akira Oka's is healthy and a master lawyer who's like huge profile. Reiko's like low key into him, but they don't necessarily go on a date. And Shinji needs to go find a golden crab. Oh, so this version it's a crab. In the previous version it was a lobster. Interesting. It's kind of like how in the original timeline Jolene had a butterfly on her inside of a heart inside her shirt, but in the new version it's a wasp inside of a spade. Anyways, so and yes, we still have that topless picture of Daisuke, and on his way to find this golden crab, like he runs into a Satoru for some reason, and then bumps into what's his name, a Tetsuka, and then a Sakura shows up, knocks his bike over, and then he stops at a coffee shop where he and Ren have a moment where like they're getting in each other's way, and then as soon as he gets inside, there's Tita saying, he's like, "Can I get a coffee?" "Oh no, little one, where you don't sell coffee here. This is strictly a tea shop." It's like, "Okay, I'll get a tea." And then right behind her, you see a photo of adult Yui and adult Shiro, and teen Yui and teen Shiro all being together in photos, so they were never separate. Basically, everyone's happy, hunky dory and stuff. We don't see the crab dude, but I'm guessing he's not a serial killer here. I'm guessing Guy's not an asshole. I'm guessing the professor from Room 401 is with his son. I guess we don't know what happened to Sano, but I'm guessing he's not working as a security guard at a garage. I don't know. But yeah, this is how the story ends.
God. I was hoping that Yui would come back in way. Like, you know, that Shiro deserves to be punished for everything that he has done.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And it's true. He is being punished. You know, He lost, no longer he's forever trapped in the mirror world, but instead of being isolated, he is with his sister, with his younger sister and his younger self. So regardless, yeah, no, you're done, Shiro. You're done.
Yeah.
But at least now you have a sense of peace. Yeah. And it breaks my heart, honestly. Like, you know, Yui tried, she did. If there was the best girl in this show, it was definitely Yui. You know, she helped out everybody. She was always caring for other people. And we wanted her to have a happily ever after. Sadly, though, and ironically, she did, but she didn't. She didn't, but she did get it.
Yeah.
She's dead. She's gone. Can't change that.
But she has a happy afterlife.
But she has a happy ending. She has her
in purgatory.
She has, you know, they're forever, you know, living in peace as a family. And again, you know, because again, you did, yeah, the timeline did reset as if none of this have ever happened. None of this happened.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we go back to day one, none of this happened. There are no rider decks. Reiko didn't get picked off by a spider. There, you know, obviously everyone is just living their lives as is. Or did we stumble onto the ending of Wolf's Reign?
Basically, you know, funny you mentioned Wolf's Reign, because the other day I was telling someone, you know, it's an anime I haven't seen in a while, Wolf's Reign, and they're like, "What the heck is Wolf's Reign?" I'm like, "You've never heard of Wolf's Reign?" So I had to like try to explain Wolf's Reign to them, and it was just like
they just know what's popular. They don't know about the classics.
Yeah, it's like Wolf's Reign, Blood Claws. Yeah,
it really is. It's weird for me to say Wolf's Reign is a classic. I'm like, Wolf's Reign was when I was a kid. How? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, no, I always thought Kiba was my favorite character, and he was like really cool. I didn't even know he was voiced by Johnny back then. I just really liked Kiba from Wolf's Reign, and it's kind of interesting how Johnny keeps like showing back up in my life through one voice role or another.
Jesus, man, just stop it.
Yeah, and it's like I vibe with the character without knowing who does the voice of the character, and somehow the voice actor for that character always somehow ends up being Johnny.
Yeah.
But
no, it really does kind of like feel weird now that we went back to day one, you know. But Megumi's here with us.
Yeah, from the beginning.
Yeah, like yeah. So she never met Shuchi. She never worked for him. Okay, okay, but
Yeah. You know, the '95 Power Rangers movie operates on the idea that Rocky, Adam, and Aisha were there since day one instead of day
don't even
70.
get me started on that movie. I got too much to say about that film.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's but yeah. So that's the end of
That
episode 50
again,
and the show.
Again, it did feel like a Wolf's Rain ending because, like, dude, everyone died. Everyone's like, but we were given a timeline in which nobody died and nobody was affected by this, and nobody, well, do the characters even know each other?
No, they
Do they
don't.
know each other? Do they? Not really. Like they just happen
No,
to
the only, like, if anything, Ren knows Tita because he was already a customer at that place, and presumably he might know Shiro and Yui because like, you know, they're probably regulars there. But like Goro definitely know, and Kitaoka definitely know each other for sure because he's still with him. Good for him. But yeah, no, like Reiko's still just a regular reporter trying to interview Kitaoka. Isn't it funny how, like, it first started off with her chasing him for a story, but then it became him chasing her for a date?
Yeah. And again, it's like at least this ended in a way that it didn't end that whole BS of like where one person survived and then everyone's come back, but now they're living with the trauma and the bullshit. Like Shinji, it's like, yeah, who are you? Have we met before? Yeah, no, you look like someone I knew a long time ago. You know, like that trauma. You know, it's the whole like, yeah, the world reset. Everyone, they don't know each other. They've bumped into each other, but no one really knows anyone anymore. This is the timeline that none of this happened. But there is that scene where, you know, both Ren and Shinji are like, you know, trying to get into the cafe, want to move, like, and as they do, it's like, you know, they look back at each other and they're just like, whatever, weirdo, this, but they prolongedly look at each other like they know each other, but they don't. It's almost heartbreaking because it's like, wow, Ren, you cried for Shinji. Shinji cried for you. And now you two don't even know each other.
Yeah.
It's sad, but I'm like, well, that horrible game of life and death never happened, so they would have never known each other. So I guess happy ending, maybe? Everyone's living their best lives as they normally would.
Yep.
So did Kamen Rider Ryuki happen? Did it not? Yes and no.
Yeah. Again, this is like our 6th timeline now.
Yeah, so it's like, so now what? It's almost the same as Gaim. It's like you just keep living and keep moving forward. I mean, we remember, I guess, in some ways, but at the same time, it's like it never happened.
Yeah. So so let's score these 4 episodes.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it wrapped up as it should have. There was no loose ends. There was nothing. everyone who we had known, again, this was a game of life and death. Everyone was going to die, regardless. There's no shock about that. And they did it. Everyone died. Everyone is dead. Except for the secondary characters. Shinji said, I will say that Ren did die.
Mm-hmm.
I will say it, because the way he finally, like, you know, the whole thing, I'm like, no, he's dead. He's dead. He died. But again, Star Swipe. We restarted the timeline again.
Yep.
So, all right. In total, as because it was all collective, I want to say that Ryuki's ending was honestly a 10. Including all 4 episodes, because there was nothing else we needed to do. We needed to wrap everything up, and it did. We wrapped it up. It wasn't the prettiest of wrappings, but we did it. And you could kind of say that the ending was kind of cheap because, well, everyone died, but that was the name of the game, people. It didn't matter. They were all going to die. Anyone can be part of this game, and anyone can die in this game.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have been fair if one person had lived and had their wish granted. I feel like, no, the fact that Ren died, and now that Shiro and Yui are like, okay, I feel like they're like, no, let's reverse everything and never let this happen.
Yeah. I would say, as far as episodes go, 8, 9, 10, 9.8. I agree with you that these are like really, really good episodes. I would say I would have done a couple things different, but still, it was a great way to wrap up the series. And let's hopefully the second chance is going to be more productive compared to the previous attempt. And I'm talking to you, Asakura.
Nah, he still looks like a punk, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So now since there's only 2 arcs and we just finished our second arc, episodes 29 through 50 as a whole.
Like I said, and I will, anyone can come at me and I will tell you the same thing. Ryuki did what Kamen Rider Black wishes it could have done.
All right.
You know, like everyone wants to say that Black was the edgy adult, like, oh, no, it's Ryuki. It's Ryuki. Like through and through. I know Ryuki looks kind of goofy and stupid just by its look, but it's like, no, this story was more darker and more depth that I'm like, yeah, no, it made you feel, it made you think. Mm-hmm. Like our you know, and it also made you question, like that, like was stated, what is a Kamen Rider? What is a hero? What is justice? Mm-hmm. It's not black and white, people. Oh, everyone here had something that they wanted to, you know, to better themselves, whether it be selfish or you know, like or meaningful. It's all in how you see it. And like, no joke, you know, you can kind of say that Shinji was hella selfish, you know, because instead of having something for himself, he's projecting what he wants on everyone else. Which is like, Shinji, bring it back, dude. You know, bring it the fuck back. Who are you to say your way is better than anyone else's?
Yeah.
And yeah, no, Ryuki, as I said, it is the foundation for most of Heisei.
Yeah.
It accomplished, and now I understand. As a first time watching Ryuki, I understand why people speak of Ryuki and Oja and Zolda and Knight and everyone else. I get it. Now I see why. And especially with the stuff they didn't use, that gave us Spies, Blade, God, was like, like just so on and so forth. It's like, yeah, so many ideas came from Ryuki that they would later on use for other Kamen Rider series. So
Yeah, yeah, like and again, I do not think too highly of the season when I've watched it last time because again, it's like it was really hyped up, and then like, I'm like, this does not feel up to the hype. But the thing is, for me, it's like rewatching it with like a clean slate, as I do with a lot of these seasons, on our podcast, because
that was the one that I even said in the beginning. I was like, I do not want to do Ryuki just on the fact that everyone is like, oh, Ryuki, and I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I get it. Well, you guys did the same thing with Olds, and I'm like, yeah, but we're talking about it as fans, and it stood up to the test of time.
Yeah.
As for Yuki, I'm like, again, first time watcher, I'm like, okay, I see it, I get it. I understand.
Oh yeah. So what's it called? So I did not buy into I did not like the hype, but like really watching it, like really taking the time to like appreciate like every 4 or 5 episode segment by itself, like, and just like spending a week like really like letting it digest, like I actually appreciate the season more. And heck, like maybe if I watched it back in 2002 on a weekly basis, then much like Geets, I probably would have loved the season a lot more, even more than I do currently, which again, currently I actually like it a lot more than I previously did. As far as the arc goes, yeah, like I give it a 9. It's pretty good arc. Like, it's like, yes, are there annoying characters? Absolutely. I like the Room 401 arc was probably like the weakest part of the show, but it did make you contemplate certain ideas that I think would have worked better with certain other characters, but I'm glad we were able to experiment with them at all instead of not,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So with that in mind, normally there's a part where we would do character evaluations, and we would normally start with the villains, but given the nature of who the villain is or are,
set our piece on.
Yeah, we're gonna save them for later, contrary to how we usually do it. So let's start with we're gonna start with Verde, Fem, and Ryuga. I'll be honest, 2 out of 3 are very forgettable, and I wish one of them got more justice than they did. Because the suit and the abilities are very interesting. Can you imagine if a Sakura became Verde for a moment? Yeah, but sadly, no. He's just some random businessman who's just a dick. Ryuga Shinji, or as we fondly refer to him as Jishin. You have no personality. You look cool in your suit, but you have no personality. I'm sorry. Fem, cool concept. First official female writer, and I love that she does. Can you imagine how much more interesting the show would have been if she was actually in the show? It's like while Sakura's trying to kill Kitaoka, the Miho is trying to kill a Sakura, and heck, maybe you can even have like a rivalry between her and Zolda, where it's like, no, you can't kill him. Like, I need to like take him down to justice and whatnot, or something. That would have been like an interesting like back and forth between her and Zolda. At least that's my opinion of those 3 characters. How about you?
I say and I stick to it.
Yeah.
Like, how many people do I see like rocking Ryuki and Knight and all of them? And it's like the one girl who occasionally with them, I feel as though we really did get ripped off not having Femme Verde in the main series.
Mhm.
Could have been more interesting. I don't know what their reasoning behind it was. I couldn't find anything about it. I guess like they just again, this is early Heisei. They were still trying to figure stuff out. Can you imagine if they did have the 50 Kamen Riders, like how that would have been? And, it wasn't until like Blade that's when they finally like we got it, we know how to use it. Like, yeah, I feel as though like if for some reason Femme and Verde, Ryuga is just Shinji, but he's a mimic, he's a clone. That's it.
Yeah.
That there's nothing about Ryu. I mean, yeah, okay, as we said, he looks cool, but it's like, oh, he's just Shinji, but bad Shinji. He's like Nega Scott. Like, what was the purpose of that? It was just the fact that like
Fan service. It's just fan service.
Fan service, and also the negative emotions were given like a persona, which it be damned was unnecessary, in my opinion. So I would have loved both Femme and Verde to be involved more. Not so much Ryuga. Ryuga can just, I don't even count him as a rider or anything like that. Because it's just a copy, it's just a clone of Shinji. So it's like not a person, it's not another Odin or a real Odin, it's like just whatever. So and for me, there's only 12. We'll accept the shark. I accept the shark over Ryuga. Though that's my final thought on that.
Mm-hmm.
I accept the shark over Ryuga. Ryuga can just like no. That's the ultimate skin.
All right. So next, let's do the 4 characters from Room 401. The college student, the professor, Tojo, and Sano. Let's see. I hate these guys, except for the professor, but I hate these guys. Like there's nothing fun or redeemable about them. It's like Sano's a lazy ass mother who's willing to like cut corners to get what he wants, but when he finally gets it, it's like he doesn't respect the consequences. Tojo, I hate you more because you stab everyone in the back. Yeah. You have even less honor than a Sakura does, and that's saying something. The college student dude, I barely even remember you. Honestly, first time I watched the show, I didn't even realize you're that dude from episode 12. That's how forgettable you are. Yeah. Professor, respect that he's trying to learn about the mirror world. He's trying to be proactive, and he does care about his son. But everyone else, bleep you.
At that door.
What the? Oh, okay. Thank you. Hold on 1 minute. I'm changing cameras.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my thought of Room 401. Yeah. I would happily skip these guys and go straight to episode 46. Not 46, 47.
Pardon me. Just little technical difficulties here, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Am I okay? Am I coming in clear?
Yeah. A little loud, but you are clear.
Okay. Hang on.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you hanging in there? See, it's funny because you're upside down. Yeah. Yeah. You okay, dude? Yeah. Yeah. Hello. Well, I guess he's gone. But yeah, let us know in the comments what you guys think about Room 401 gang. Because again, like, not a fan of these guys. Yeah. You know, it is what it is. You know. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, 401 gang. And yeah, definitely stick around because we still have the pinwheel of death to go over as soon as we finish doing the character reviews and whatnot. And he's coming back. Alrighty. Yeah, let's hope it works. Yeah.
All
so
right.
thoughts on the 401?
My apologies. Yeah, my apologies, folks. My apologies. Technical difficulties do happen. So room 401. There was no need for them. There's really no need. Especially like having one of them as a rider. I'm like that. Yeah, now you're just giving them to pygmies. Yeah. You know, like I know that this is a game of random, but still, I'm like, and even the fact that we created our own rider system to combat the mirror monsters. I'm like, well, if that was the case, then why haven't you gone after Shiro? Why haven't you done anything yet? Mm-hmm. Why were you going after Shinji?
Yeah,
that made no sense. I'm like, other than just having connections to Shiro, I'm like, there's really nothing that these guys could have done, or even like to be memorable. I don't even remember their names.
Yeah.
So,
for me, what's it called? What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, you know, I still wish we went that Jim Hawkins route, where not Jim Hawkins, Jim from Outlaw Star route, where like one of the writers would have been a little kid, and like the kid looks up to Ren, and Ren is like, "Oh, this kid's cute," but then like when the kid becomes a writer, he takes on an adult body, and he's basically silent the entire time. And he doesn't know that Knight is Ren, and Ren doesn't know that this mysterious writer that he's fighting is actually this kid that looks up to him, and then like he ends up killing this kid, not knowing who it really is. You know, that would have been an interesting like trauma dump right there.
Yeah, no, that would have been good, but again, this is live TV, so there's only so much you can get away with. That would have been a perfect way, because again, the opening did have children, yeah, and yet we never had a child in this game. That would have been like, yeah, maybe if they do anniversary to Ryuki, possibly, maybe.
And there kind of is, with, you know, Kamen Rider Geo. But it's more focused on Geo himself rather than Ryuki. It's basically, what if Geo was in the 13 rider battle? That's pretty much it. Yeah. And it's kind of weird because in that version, what's it called? Guy and Raya are basically a gay couple, which is really weird because Tiger and Impala are completely different characters in that version, and you could have made those two characters a gay couple instead, just because it's like, because the two of them are always teaming up. It would have made more sense. Like like Sorbet and Gelato from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, God knows why I'm not showing up on screen.
Yeah.
But you can hear me though, right?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
I see your room, I just don't see you.
I know, that's weird. I'm in the mirror.
Oh, okay, I see.
Okay. What else? What else we got?
All right. So on that topic, we're gonna transition on to Scissor, Raya, and Guy. You know, the other throwaway characters. Yeah.
God.
I know. That's the problem with having 13 writers.
Other than Raya, did the other two honestly make any impact?
No. I mean Scissor, he played the role of one, not all writers are good guys. And it's a good way to get prime us for a Sakura later. Because let's be honest, a Sakura is much more dangerous. But also too, it's like we need to know what it's like to what it really means to be part of this fight because up until episode 4, it's just these two characters, and we don't know why Ren wants to fight Shinji. But now we know.
Yeah, but now we know. And
you know, Guy is the most forgettable of the three, and that's saying something. He's more forgettable than Scissor.
Yeah, Guy was just we remember Scissor just because of the fact that this guy had people buried in the walls. Who the hell was June? Like, who the hell was he? Just some arrogant suit, just some monkey in a suitcase?
An arrogant hacker.
And he's an arrogant paper pusher. That's it. Like, that's all he was.
He's basically the bad guy from Johnny English 3.
Yeah, no, not really something that, is memorable, obviously. June was just there, and, sad to say, Guy became more memorable the minute he got trapped into Oja's clutches, honestly. Like, not anything to do with his partner. So, I mean, Raya, we give the fact that, he wasn't supposed to be Raya.
Yeah.
He was, it was his brother, but he took the mantle on behalf of his brother, I guess.
Yeah, because his brother died, low-key.
And it's like, you know what? He was a solid guy. He was the only one out of these three that was solid. Like, I felt sad when he was...
Yeah. Tetsuka at least tried to work with Shinji, which is more than anyone else did.
Yeah,
right.
So it's like, Raya is literally of the secondary riders that were in this show. Raya was the only one that shined brighter than anyone else here. So, then that's including Impala, Tiger, Guy. That none of them were useful at all. In fact, I was like, I could have created a better character in my sleep than having these characters. Like, a more in-depth, but again, it is what it is.
Yeah. Again, Guy could have been a little kid that looked up to Ren. And honestly, it would have even worked better if it was Guy because of how big the dude is. Like, his monster's Metal Gillis, for God's sake.
Yeah, could have been a child inside of a giant rhinoceros suit, but again, just don't
Can you imagine if that's what they did for Amazing Spider-Man? Instead of having Alexei become the giant rhino mecha, it's the little kid piloting it.
That would have been a dark turn, honestly, but
Yeah. So with that, I agree with this because again, who the hell is Guy?
Who the hell is June? Seriously, June.
Yeah, June. Who are you, June? You're the most boring. Honestly, you're more boring than Satoru. High key. You're more boring than freaking Verde. The character, not the writer. suit. But yeah, okay. So moving on. Next, Ore Journal. Let's take a quick break. Talk about Ore Journal. Like the 4 staff members, not counting Shinji, Daisuke, Reiko, Megumi, and Smart Lady. I love these guys. They're delightful.
I thought originally we're not going to have anything to do with them. You know, like they're just going to be there because that's typically what the early Heisei did with a lot of their secondary characters. But here, no. The Ore Journal was with us since day one. They were literally the Daily Bugle, and Shinji was Spider-Man. You know, you had all the characters. You had the editor. You had the reporter. You had the social media assistant, which is Notica, and would later become Smart Brain Lady.
Yeah. Unlike Smart Lady, Notica, despite her bizarre attire, is best girl. She is.
Notica is best girl in this show amongst all. I mean, Megumi had her funny moments when, you know, and many people have reached out to me like, were you really crying when she was talking about how she was engaged to Shuchi? And I'm like, dude, when you propose to someone with calamari rings, that's your ride or die, god damn it.
Yeah.
I would never, if I were to propose to someone with fresh hot onion rings, and if I will sooner die than leave her. Okay, fuck Shuchi, and yes, I did cry, just like Shinji did, although I didn't do it going downhill. And I was like, oh my god, Goro's gonna steal his woman. But then Goro deserves a happy ending, honestly.
Yeah. Honestly, Goro deserves
But so Reiko obviously is ace reporter girl, you know, she gets it done. Daisuke could have been an asshole. In this, but he wasn't. That's what shocked me. Because normally when you get like the editor-in-chief, it's like, oh, he's just some arrogant piece of shit or whatever. Like, no. He was actually an all-around great guy.
Yeah.
And everyone there kind of was like, you know, when they were around, they actually did stuff. They actually cracked the code or hacking or whatever. And, you know, Notica was
literally... she counter-hacked June.
Notica literally was the Velma Dinkley of this group, you know. It's just a shame that we lose that when we go into Fies and we just get it a repeating commercial over and over and over again, you know.
Life is short, life is frail. So why don't you think about true life?
You know, here's the thing. I understand more what Shiro was doing than what the hell Smart Brain has ever done in his existence.
Yeah.
And that's saying something.
Yeah.
I completely get what Shiro was doing and what he was talking about more than I understand what the hell Smart Brain is.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that all 3 of them are basically like 3 pieces of one perfect best girl. And yeah, Daisuke is like the perfect father figure. I love him.
Daisuke really surprised me. He could have been an asshole here, but he cared for Shinji. He did care. And then we do get to see them care like in the next timeline. Even though Shinji is the rookie, they still care about Shinji and they still look out for him.
Yeah.
So that never changed. So thank you, Ore Journal. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So next we got Kitaoka, Goro, and Asakura.
The lesbian / gay couple with the throuple.
Yeah.
I will defend Goro, being that he is best boy through and through.
He is.
Goro is best boy through and through.
Goro deserves better.
He really does. He really does. God damn, I really don't know what that was up with my camera. Either way. So Shuchi, on the other hand, throughout the whole series, you're gonna hate him. He's pompous, he's arrogant, he's self-centered. But then these last couple of episodes, you feel for the guy because now you get why he was doing what he was doing. And they didn't need to do that. They could have just left him, oh, he's just a slimeball lawyer. No, he wanted to live because he was dying. In fact, you could say Shuchi was living life to the fullest.
Yeah. The slogan of the show is, if you do not fight, you will not survive. But as it turns out, Hidooka, he was fighting specifically to survive.
He didn't want, he wanted to live forever. But the thing was that, he wasn't doing it just out of a selfish need. He was actually dying.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I get it. I absolutely understand it. So I do not like you. Mm-hmm. As says my grandmama from old country. I do not like you. Yeah, but you have my respect. Well, no, seriously. Shuchi has my respect. Despite him being who he was, it's like, you know what? Looking back, Shuchi actually was kind of a stellar guy when it came down to it. And Goro was just always Goro. So, as for Asakura, oh boy, Asakura. Is there any reason why the MPAA and children, Parents Against Violence in Children shows were after this show? Asakura was literally the Salt Bay seasoning on top of the Ryuki tomahawk. Like, this thing was already fully stacked and loaded. But here it comes just a little bit of salt. It's not Himalayan salt. It's not pink salt. It's not purple salt. It's just salt. But it enhanced it so much. Asakura, just with who he was, it's like, we could have just made this a fucking psychopath. No, we gave this guy an arc. We gave him a story. We built him up, and it's like, well, who's going to kill the Kamen Rider? Who's going to kill Kamen Rider Oja? It was Oja who killed Oja. Because, again, Asakura is a dumpster fire. He was going to burn himself out regardless.
Yeah.
And there was no other way for him to go.
No.
It would have been a disservice if someone like Ryuki or Zolda had beaten Asakura. It's like, no, I would not have accepted that. Even in the movie when Fem killed Asakura, I was like, okay, I get it, but that just I think I said it. That just is so wrong. That's not how he should die. Mm-hmm. That's not how Asakura. That's not how Oja should die. Yeah. He should die on his own terms in his own self-destruction.
Yeah. And
he did. So these characters, the three, were very well rounded. Like they held up most of the show. It could have been just about Asakura and Shuchi. Fuck Shiro. Like Shiro just he was just there.
Which brings us to the next two characters.
Here we go.
Yeah, actually, technically three characters: Shiro, Tita, and Yui.
Look, my heart goes out to Auntie. It does. Yeah. Even though in the beginning she was kind of annoying but I get it now with watching the show and seeing how she was. She is an auntie. She is a caring, loving auntie. And she loved her children.
Yeah.
She wanted what was best for them, and like was said in the last episode when Shiro was pulled away, that Yui will die at age 20. That we have to stop. We have to. And she's like, I don't know why, but I believed my boy when he said that. That is why I wanted Yui to live. If it was true, if it wasn't, well, oh well. But it sucks that it was true, and I was just like, oh, Auntie. I can't even imagine. I can't even.
Yeah.
I weep for you. I really do. Shiro is selfish, narcissistic, and overall just a jerk. In everything and all he did. It had to take a stranger. It took Shinji to yell at Shiro and tell him, you're being an ass. Your sister wouldn't have wanted this. She wouldn't have wanted none of this to happen, but he didn't want to hear it. Because he's like, I'm doing it for her. How could she have not wanted me to do it? You don't get it, do you, Shiro? You don't fucking get it, dude. And you never will. And I was kind of like, you know what? I'm not surprised if he's locked up in a box in the mirror world forever, locked away and isolated. But the fact that Yui came to him and like now they're both in, I'll be like, okay, well, that's too good for you, Shiro. Seriously, I didn't see you as a threat, even as Odin. I saw a Sakura more as a threat than you. Mm-hmm. But regardless, I see where you were coming from, and I get what you were doing, but you were a total idiot in how you went about it. So
yeah, no, I love Tita. She's again one of the best characters on the show. Keeps everything grounded. Yui, she tries to keep things together, but with that said, her best moments are the ones where even she goofs off.
Yui was. There were so many best girls in this show. Yui was best girl because she had a heart. Yeah. Despite what now we know. Like, she had a heart. She helped out Reiko, Nodoka, Megumi. She was there for almost everybody. She didn't need to. And it breaks your heart when you see these final episodes and realize, like, this poor girl is shattering, she's breaking, she's dying, and none of us can do anything about it. It just is.
Yeah. That's
why I give Yui the golden star for best girl of this series. Yui made us feel. She made us feel like, like Hina did in Oz, like Misora did in Build, along with like Megumi and Kiva. Like, you felt for these girls. You really did, because they were there. They were on the front lines. And despite whether they got a happy ending or not, you felt for them.
Yeah. What's it called? Shiro, not a fan, because he made a deal with the devil, understood the terms. He said the terms back to the devil to show that he understood the terms. But then when it came time to pay up, he's like, yeah, let's screw over these 13 other people and God knows thousands of others so I could weasel my way out of said deal. Yeah. And in the most inconvenient way possible. Again, if you needed 13 guys to fight each other, why not just get prison inmates?
Yeah, fuck you, Shiro, you dumb bastard.
Yeah. Okay, we're going to finish with our two main characters, Ren and Shinji. That goes without saying. Ren's supposed to be the cool guy. He ain't. Nope. Honestly, I don't think he deserved to be the final rider. Does he improve over time? Yes.
Yes.
But the thing is, he talks this big game to Shinji about how, like, oh, if you do not fight, you do not survive. Like I've been in the it's like you want to fight, well, fight these tears. You know, he does the whole X gonna give it to you routine, but like when the moment of truth shows up, it's like, what does Ren do? Not a goddamn thing.
No.
He hesitates, and the only reason he was able to defeat Odin the first time was because he played possum, and the second time was because he had a glitch for half a second. And like, let's be honest, Shinji held his own against Odin better than Knight did.
Yeah,
and
look,
Shinji is the man. He kept it together.
see, both of these two are contradictions to themselves and what people think a Kamen Rider should be, or what a Kamen Rider should have been back in the 2000s. You know, Ren fit the mold perfectly of what a Kamen Rider should be. Where Shinji is like, what? This is our Kamen Rider? But then look at all the other Kamen Riders that came later. You see a little bit of Shinji in each and every one of them. They're goofballs. They're, you know, just for fuck's sake, every Kamen Rider rides around in a motorcycle or something, and Shinji's got a moped. Like,
and also Yusuke Godai, like he's a vagabond. Like he didn't choose to be a writer. It's like he just accidentally absorbed the thing, and he's just locked in.
The thing is with these two is, you know, both Ren and Shinji, sorry. Seriously, you couldn't have this show without either one. You couldn't. Shinji is the foundation to what all Kamen Riders will be. Like, hey, you know, as the saying goes, if you take life too serious, you'll never make it out alive. Whereas Ren is, again, the serious moments to, you know, Wataru, Eiji, Gentaro, Koda, all of them. It's like, you know, you see it. And despite how it may have turned out, despite how it may have ended, you know, feel how you feel. You wanted one of these two to make it.
All right. So let's talk about the themes of the show. Honestly, for me, I think one of my favorite themes is the theme of irony because the way each writer died was in some way ironic to how they to like what they wanted or their behavior. Like even Miho, it's like she lived her life not trusting anyone. She even like betrayed Shinji a couple of times. And how did she die? She trusted who she thought was Shinji, and it bit her in the ass. Sakura, he wanted to kill Kitaoka, and he dies with the fact that Kitaoka does in fact die, but not by his hands. Satoru wanted to be a hero. He dies a hero by a completely unremarkable circumstance, but he is marked a hero. Sano wanted riches, and he ended up with nothing, meaning money can't buy his way out of being a writer. And at the end of the day, he was alone. His valets won't save him from the mirror world. His new girlfriend won't save him from the mirror world. He was alone. And also, he wasn't even a teammate to anyone, not to Shinji, not to Satoru. And he ends up dying alone. Kitaoka, like he dies he wanted eternal life. He dies a natural death. Good for you. Goro wanted to protect Kitaoka, and he dies protecting Kitaoka. Tezuka wanted to change the future, and he changed the future by dying in someone else's place. June wanted to manipulate everyone, and he died by being manipulated himself.
Honestly, the theme for Ryuki, obviously life and death, but it was more so just life in general.
Yeah.
You know, how you live your life is completely different than how so-and-so will live their lives. People would look at us and be like, we're living our best lives having this show and doing it. Other people will look at us and be like, what the hell? Like, why aren't you doing a podcast that, like, actually makes sense. Like talk about sports or whatever. I'm like, that's just not. It is our thing, dude, but it's not the thing that we wish to talk about. But that's just how we live our lives. Everyone here was, again, everyone, all of Japan, all of the world had an idea what a Kamen Rider is, what justice is, and with world events that happened, that completely was thrown out the window, and we reinvented it. We gave it more layers, and so the Riders represent not only what American comics and American characters had been doing for a while. They had finally shown, like, hey, just because you are in this situation doesn't mean you're trying to fight for the sake of other people. You know, it delves into the primal urges of humans, of their greed, their lust, their search of power, but also the fact that, you know, there are some out there that wish to do good with said power. And normally those are the ones that are remembered but die too soon.
Yeah.
So Ryuki to me is about life.
Yeah. Just like Mortal Kombat. It's not the battle of death, but rather a battle of life.
Because every one of them was fighting for something, be as it may, but they were fighting it for like what they wanted.
Yeah.
Which could be kind of selfish in its own, because again, Shinji, while being the main character and having a very, like, yes, that's the Kamen Rider, that's kind of a selfish goal that you wish to impose on everyone else.
Yeah.
So that's my whole thing with the series in general. It is life, and life, you know, finds a way.
So now we come to the crux of the season, the moment we've been waiting for. Final score for the entire season out of 10.
This is where Heisei started. I know Kuga and Agito were a thing. And as I stated before, you know, this show was not meant to be a Kamen Rider series. It was just supposed to be Kuga and Agito, and that's it. Hell, Ryuki wasn't even supposed to be the main rider. It was supposed to be Knight.
Mm-hmm.
There was just so much that went on. I was like, what the hell? Then how the hell did we get all this then?
Yeah.
The bottom line is that Kuga and Agito could walk so Ryuki could ride his moped. And for Ryuki to do that, Ryuki opened the doors for Kabuto and Kiva and Double and Gaim and Drive and you know, Reverse and 01 and Geats and Gob and all of them. Shinji is the prototype, is the alpha, the beginning of every Kamen Rider from this point forward. You know, they had their flaws. They have their every Kamen Rider has their flaws, has their points. I'm like, okay, but it's like it was no longer good guy, bad guy. So score is, it's the foundation. This is where Heisei started. This right here is a 10.
Mm.
And I say that as someone who is not on the Ryuki hype train. I learned this throughout. Like, so much that we see later on came from Ryuki.
Yeah.
So
for me, like, if you asked me back in 2019, I would have said something like 7. But like, again, really rewatching, reevaluating, watching with a fresh face, like with all the Ryuki hype finally died down years later, you know, like really getting to really appreciate the characters. And honestly, it's not the perfect season. There are flaws, particularly, you know, where's Verde? But with that in mind, yeah, no, I actually enjoyed watching it this time around. And I have to say, I have to give it a 9. It's not a 10, but it's certainly not a 7 either. So
it has kept its mark, honestly.
Yeah.
It has.
And again, you know, Ryuki's kind of the opposite of Black, where like where Black is a series that I liked at first, but then found that I like it less. Ryuki is the season that I didn't like as much back then, but learned to like it more.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree.
So comments time.
All right.
All right. Let's see what you guys have to say about this. You guys made me rethink how I watch Ryuki, and I appreciate the experience.
Well, hopefully it it gave you it opened you up, because I don't think Ryuki was, just for me, the hype, the everything, but did people really understand what was going on? Yeah. There's so much theming and layers in this series.
Oh yeah. And I've never seen this much love for Verde. Sure, he got 2 episodes in Dragon Knight, but you took it further.
Again, it's just the aesthetic of the costume and even of the contract monster. But the thing is that, I said I'm gonna buy a deck box if I find one. And you did. I did. I kept that. Most every Kamen Rider series that I've watched, I have like some type of merch. So this is from Ryuki, and could I have gone with Knight? Could I have gone with Ryuki or Ryuga? I think everyone goes with those. So I was like, no.
Well, Ryuki and Knight come with the super best belt regardless. So anyone who has the belt automatically has Ryuki and Knight.
Yeah.
You want to get the other decks, good luck.
Yeah, well, you know what? At least I can carry my card deck around and still enjoy the carne asada.
It's true. Yeah. Let's see. Triple XYZ excited for the wheel. Hope we get Kugo or Drive.
Oh, okay. We'll see what we land on tonight, because tonight is the night, people.
Yeah. Agoro is best boy.
He is the man we deserve in our lives. Seriously.
Yeah.
Him and all these 4 great men right here. I think I might cosplay as Pierre Alphonse for PMC. I am seriously debating that.
Yeah. And with that said, Ryuki is now complete. So that means we can energize our Rider Watch, because this season is now completed. There we go.
All right.
And look at that. We got at least 1 watch in each layer now. Yeah. I don't have an extra layer for the Reiwa era watches that we already covered, but yeah, we have all of these slots left to fill out. And what slots do we have to fill out? Well, wait, these are the Ultra.
Wrong ones.
These are the Kamen Riders. There you go.
Those Kamen Riders are huge.
Yes. Well, it is a huge show, but yes. So we have 3 Showa series, 5 first gen Heisei and 6 next gen Heisei. So,
oh boy,
14 options. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm really hoping we don't land on Agito, Kabuto, Deno, or Ghost, just because their projects have been announced, and I really don't have to double back later on in the future. But it is what it is, we have that thing. We have this to look forward to.
Here we go. We got the wheel. We got Wheel Coon now.
Yeah, Wheel Coon. Okay.
You all get ready for it, because I'm not prepared. I really am not. I wish my camera was actually working, because this is normally where everyone I love to see all your reactions.
Yeah, we both have our eyes covered.
I am not at all. Every time I'm here, I'm like, oh God, please give us something enjoyable.
Okay, so I'm curious. what do you want it to land on?
I don't know, Michael. I am always at a loss for words when we're here because, as I've said, most of these I have never seen, so I don't know what to expect. You know, I'm just hoping that it's entertaining and a story. That's all I wish for. And thank God Ryuki did deliver that because I was even worried. I'm like, oh fuck, it's early. It's early Heisei, so.
Yeah. So, not much left to do, but to click on the wheel. I'm going to close my eyes, and you just tell me when to click.
Hang on. Go. Oh, she's spinning. Oh, I can't look.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
What? No, not yet. No.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
A year ago, I would have been excited for this. But now with that new movie coming out, I'm like, no.
Should we take another spin, or we
can't? We can't. Them's the rules. We're gonna have to double back for the movie later on in the future.
Okay. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, Kabuto. Cast off.
Strange. Oh man. Oh, Jake's gonna
here we go. Here we go.
Jake's gonna have a field day with this one.
Here we go. The show that gave us a future chef and also the introduction to a future Sentai actor.
Yes, and due to certain reasons, it's actually rather appropriate that we do Kabuto, or rather, though we'll land on Kabuto today. So, yeah.
For some reason, it just. I was like, I'd be damned if we're still within the same neighborhood. Because technically, well, no, Hibiki is in between Blade and Kabuto, right?
Yeah.
But
also, it's like
I saw Deno and I was like, oh no, don't you do it.
No, I saw it land on. I saw it like go to Hibiki. I'm like, please stop here. I was
like, okay, if you do want Hibiki, I'm fine. But I'm like, no, please stop. And I'm like, nope.
Yeah, no, neither of us wants Kabuto and Deno to be the next one. Just because
the fans are probably like, guys, what's wrong with Kabuto? You don't understand.
Yeah, but the movie is coming out.
So what
in November?
What are we looking at? Like 50 episodes and how many?
49 episodes, one movie, and a hyper battle video, and of course, there's the other movie that hasn't come out yet, so we can't review it. So obviously that movie we're going to have to go back to after we're done with all of the Showa and Heisei era stuff and move on to Reiwa. So it's going to be a while.
All right. So the next is Kabuto, the strongest of all Kamen Riders.
Another one stronger. Orwa, strongest. Alrighty, so with that in mind, yeah. Now the real question is, where do we place the movie? Because it is partially a prequel. It is technically a prequel.
Could we do like up to episode 10 and then the movie?
Well, if anything, we would do it up to episode 34 and then the movie. But also, it's like, it is technically a prequel. Oh, this is tough. You know what? We'll let you, the audience, decide on whether we do the movie at first or after episode 34. How about that?
Let us know. Send a comment or directly reach out to us at the page on the Morphin Network to tell us where should we start with this movie.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I think we could call it a night.
Yes, we can. If you enjoyed, please be sure to come like and subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Ding the bell icon, stay notified for our latest videos. We discuss all things Kamen Rider, Ultraman, and Metal Hero here on this channel. So Kamen Rider Zets is tomorrow. A Super Space Sheriff of Infinity, naturally. Starting next week, Kamen Rider Kabuto. And you will decide whether we do the first couple of episodes or if we do the movie. And, of course, Ultraman Teo will be coming out in July. So no Ultraman this week. We will get back to Ultraman next week when Teo.
But you also have an announcement to make, Michael.
Yes, I do. So coming up on, we got our sister channel, The Buttery Show, where we discuss movies, TV shows, etc. We recently did a review of Toy Story 5, and we're going to do Supergirl this upcoming Monday. If you want to say hi to us in person, we will be at Power Morphicon August 28th through the 30th at the Pasadena Convention Center. And we got a lot of Devil May Cry actors, including Mr. Langdon himself, Ruben Langdon, who played Dante, the original Dante before Johnny took over. But yes, Johnny did play Nero originally before playing Dante. And of course, we already knew that Dan Southernworth was going to show up because he played Virgil, and several other Devil May Cry characters will be stopping by. But crazy enough, you know who else will be at Power Morphicon? Not my mom, but Mr. Ramsey himself, John Deagle from the Arrowverse. Yep. And on drum roll, Mark Dacascos. That's right. Eric freaking Draven, the Crow himself, aka Master Ubulon from Kamen Rider Dragon Knight, will be at Power Morphicon. He also played Jimmy in Double Dragons, as well as Brotherhood of the Wolf. And he was the original Red Ranger in the Bioman pilot, and he's in Master Chef. No, not Master Chef. Iron Chef. Iron Chef.
I wonder if the guy from Iron Chef in Japan is actually his uncle.
Low key, I kind of want to prepare a dish for him to try, just so that I could say that Iron Chef himself got to try my food.
We'll figure it out when we get there.
And how appropriate, since Kabuto's our next season. That means I gotta get my kitchen equipment set up. But until next time, we love you. Have a great month of July, because this is our last Rider time of the month of June, and we're off to our third quarter. Have a good one. Goodbye.
Good night, guys.